dreamers, welcome back. I have my October empties for you today. Actually, one of the things that I have in here is technically from November because I just dyed my hair last night and it is already November, so that is in here as well. But let's just jump right in and get started, and we'll start with the hair dye because it's on top. I have been using the Schwarzkopf, the keratin color dye for several months now, and I've been using a different color, and I decided to try a little bit darker one. This is from the Luminous Blacks. This is Rich Caviar. It still has that sort of nice purple tone that I like, but it is a little bit darker for the fall winter season. So this is the second box of this that I've used. You probably saw one last month, but I did do another one of those. If you're new to my channel, you will see a hair dye box every single month because for some reason my hair likes to either grow like crazy or the dye just fades really, really bad up in my, the new growth area, and then you can see all of my gray, and it has to go because that's really the only place that I have gray is sort of right up here at the top. Okay, next thing is these Soleil Bella razors from Bic. I prefer a 4-blade razor, and I had a coupon for these. I decided to give them a try. I really did like them, but I think that they got a little bit rusty in the shower pretty fast. I leave my razor in the shower and I think it rusted pretty fast. If I leave the little plastic cap on, they last a little bit longer. But I did have to replace these probably every 3 weeks, and usually, and that was with leaving the cap on. If I don't leave the cap on, I have to replace it after 2 weeks, and usually the razors that I use last about a month. So when these are done, I'm actually going to try the Dollar Shave Club. Ryan had gotten a bunch of razors for them, and he really didn't like them that much, and so I'm going to give those a try because we have them. So I'm not going to repurchase those right now. I'm gonna use those up first. I also have a Garnier Whole Blends repairing conditioner. This is the Honey Treasures one. I did repurchase another one from this line, but I purchased the brown one, and it has coconut oil and some other type of oil in it. I do think that I prefer this one. I think the other one is a little bit too moisturizing for my hair, if that makes sense. I have to wash my hair like every other day. I can't go a third day with that conditioner, but not really a big deal. I really, really love this line. I did a whole video on how I'm repairing my hair with this, not a sponsored video or anything like that, but I really, really am enjoying this shampoo and conditioner. Then I have a Just the Basics moisturizing shave cream. I got this at CVS, and this is the berry. It does have a very strong scent, and this is a foam shaving cream. It is not a gel. I do like the gels a little bit better, but I did like this. It was a nice thick shaving cream. It worked great. It's very inexpensive at CVS. I want to say it was like $1.97. So if I see this again at CVS, I will pick it up because I did enjoy it. I'm trying to save like makeup stuff for last. I've got a nail polish remover. This is the Up and Up from Target. This is the acetone one. I don't know how you girls that don't like acetone ever get your nail polish off. I just don't. This is the one that I usually use for my toes. For my fingers, I use one of those tubs that has the little scraper sides on there to get my nail polish off. But this is the one that I use for my toes because I can't stick my toes in that tub. Trust me, if I could stick my toes in that tub, I would, because it is a pain in the neck, I think, to take polish off with cotton balls. It just makes a mess, especially with the dark polishes that I like to use a lot of times. But I really did like this polish, and I mean, it's just an acetone polish. They're kind of all very similar. Okay, I also finished up an Old Spice Amber. Funny story. So you guys know, if you have watched my empties videos, that I've kind of been on a quest for the right deodorant for me. And I've tried several of the women's deodorants and I like them. They work for a time and then it seems like they lose their effectiveness and I have to switch it up again. So I'd actually run out of my deodorant, and so I grabbed my son's deodorant, which is the Old Spice Sport, and it worked fantastically. So I decided to go and smell some of the scents, and I love the way that this one smells. I actually have repurchased this. We have repurchased another Old Spice for my son, but we got the Wolfbane one, I believe, and then Ryan uses Old Spice too, so I really like the way this smells. If you are a female and you are having trouble finding a good deodorant antiperspirant, you might check out the Old Spice. They do have several scents that don't smell like man, and this is one of them. It says amber with black currant, and it just smells, I love the way that it smells. It doesn't smell like man, and I have repurchased that already. Okay, I've got a couple of skincare things here. I finished up this Rose Facial Cleansing Gel from the Organic Pharmacy. I got this in a subscription box. I did really like this. This is definitely not one that you could use as a makeup remover and a face wash. You do need to completely remove your makeup. This will not do it. It was nice. It smelled fantastic. I'm not sure that it was quite strong enough for my combination skin, and it was very expensive. So I will not be purchasing this, but I did enjoy using it. I also finished up, this is a little sample size of the Clinique Repair Wear Laser Focus Wrinkle Correcting Eye Cream. I did like this. I thought that it was very moisturizing, but I don't think that it really did anything for the little fine lines that I have. And the fine lines that I have around my eyes are very fine. I constantly use an eye cream, so that probably has made a difference as I approach even closer to 40 early next year. But it just doesn't hold a candle to another one that I tried, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was a more expensive one, and I will try to find what that is and link it down below. It was in my Empties last month. But I did like this. It felt very nice. I just wish that stuff wouldn't come in pots like this, because every time I stick my finger in, it gets under my fingernails, and so I prefer the squeeze tubes. Okay, a couple of perfume things. I finished up, well, I'll put that aside because that's a fail. I finished up this Tory Burch Jolie Fleur Verte. I did like this. I liked it quite a lot, but even though I enjoyed it, it's not one that I would be willing to pay what perfume prices are. So while I enjoyed the sample, that's not one that I will be purchasing because I just wasn't crazy about it. Okay, I have 2 nail polish things, and then the rest is makeup. I finished up this Ruffian Nail Lacquer, and this is in Ruffian Red. I did get this at a subscription box. I was not crazy about this formula. I love the packaging. I love the color, but this just always looked streaky on me. Whether I did 2 coats or 3 coats, I always use a top coat. It just continually looks streaky on me, so I was not tremendously impressed with that. And then I also finished up a bottle of Essie's Wicked. And I will have an update on my Project Polish, which these 2 were a part of. Either I've already loaded it or it's coming very soon. I love this color. It is absolutely fantastic, but I hate the formula. It is so thin and so liquidy. You have to do 3 coats, sometimes 4, and it's just a pain in the neck to get the look. This polish that I have on right now looks very, very similar to the Essie Wicked. It doesn't have quite as much of a red tint, but side by side I really can't tell a ton of difference. And this is OPI's it's Secret from the Washington DC collection. So if you are like me and you love the Essie Wicked, you might check out that OPI color and see if you like it just as much. Okay, the rest is makeup, and then I do have 3 fails for you. I finished up the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation. I do really like this foundation. I enjoyed it quite a lot. I wish it had a pump. I do need to and go and invest and buy a pump for these foundations that I get that don't have them. I have this in 125 Nude Beige. This was part of my Finish 13 by Halloween. So if you haven't checked out that finale, go check that out and you can see all of those products that I finished up. I will not be repurchasing this right now because there are several foundations in my collection that I need to use up, as well as some other drugstore foundations that I would like to try, but this is one that I will go back to at some point. I finished up the Maybelline Master Prime Blur and Smooth Primer. This is a little bit of an expensive primer for the drugstore. I want to say it's around $8, but I did really like it and it lasted me a long time. I think that this is probably my favorite primer from the drugstore currently. So it's definitely worth the $8. I will be repurchasing it once I go through some of the other primers in my collection. And then finally, I have a Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. I absolutely love this mascara. It is just completely gone. I scraped the sides, there's nothing left. So I'm not sure whether I want to repurchase this right now or if I want to try the Tarteist mascara. If you've tried that one, leave me a comment down below and let me know whether you liked it or not. And if you've tried both of them, let me know how it compares to this, because I'm kind of up in the air about which one that I want to get. Oh, there's one more thing hiding in here. I finished up this Starlux Pro Luxe Longwear. I can't even read what it says anymore, but I really did enjoy this eyeliner, but it has gotten to the point where it's just not dark anymore, so I am calling it done. Okay, I do have 3 fails for you. The first one was the subscription box perfume, and this was Lovely by Sarah Jessica Parker, and I wanted to love this because I love SJP. I think that she is fantastic, but this perfume just has, to me, a little bit of an alcohol scent that sort of lingers, and my nose doesn't work that well. I cannot smell things. Ryan is like a bloodhound, and he'll come in, he'll be like, do you smell that? I'm like, I don't smell anything. But I could definitely smell the alcohol in this, which means it's probably a fairly strong scent, and that alcohol smell did linger, so it kind of ruined any of the other notes that were in the perfume for me, so I will not be finishing that. I will be seeing if anybody else that I know enjoys that fragrance and passing it on if I can. This I have talked about before, and it's all dusty because it's been in there, but the e.l.f. Illuminating Palette. Now, this is not a bad product, and if you've been thinking about getting this, I do recommend it. The powders are great, the colors are beautiful, and they really do have a lot of pigment. They last fantastically. However, on me, and I honestly, I didn't even realize that I had it until I used these powders, and I had the same issue with the highlight powder in the contour kit, but not with the other powders, only the highlight powder. I didn't even realize it, but I have a slight bit of hyperpigmentation right here on my skin. I can't really see it even with no makeup on, but when I put these highlight powders on, it accentuates that, and you can really see it, and it kind of makes my face look muddy and dirty, and I just don't like it. So if you have hyperpigmentation on your face in the highlight area, I probably wouldn't recommend this. If you don't, I have seen this on so many people, and it looks very, very beautiful. So I'm going to pass this on to someone that can really appreciate the product. It's only $6 for 4 highlighters, so it's definitely worth it. It just didn't work for my skin. The last fail that I have, this is, I hate it when I have expensive fails. I don't mind if something was a $6 fail, but this was a very expensive fail. This is a Marc Jacobs full cover concealer, the Remarkable, and I have it in the color number 2 Alive. I have used the heck out of this. I was determined to make it work, but it just doesn't. It is a very emollient, very, very creamy concealer, and no matter what I did, no matter how I set it, it just wasn't full coverage on me until it started to get to the point where it really looked cakey. It thinned throughout the day, it creased, it cracked, it just really did not look good. And normal products that I use for my lower lash line, eyeshadows that I've used all the time, eyeliner pencils I've used all the time, and I never have a problem with. They were just everywhere when I used this concealer. And so I know it was this concealer and not the eye products that were causing them to just move everywhere. And like I said, I wanted to love this. I tried and tried and tried to use it because it is so expensive. I'm not really a big fan of pot concealers anyway, but I just couldn't. When the girl put this on me in Sephora, it looked amazing, but I didn't wear test it, you know, when I was in the store before I purchased it. I just looked in the mirror and went, oh, that looks great. And, you know, then 2 hours later, it looked horrible. And I just didn't take it back, and I'm not sure why. But that is all of my empties and fails for October. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click that thumbs up if you like empties videos, and I'll see you